breaking market news here during this Memorial Day weekend. The DX25 Luke Skywalker, the collector's edition, has hit Waitlist. And you have to wonder, does that mean that the deluxe edition is also about to hit Waitlist? Or is it because it's a holiday weekend or a weekend in general, does this mean nothing? Is it going to just be back up like the integrated suit Spider-Man? Like the Mark V Iron Man that has been up, the reissue, the 2.0, for a long time already? Is it going to be back up and be available for a long time, like the Best Car Mandalorian or the 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back Lando Calrissian? Or is it going the way of Cobb Vanth? Is it going the way of the Purge Trooper, the DX20, DX21, Ahsoka Tano, the KX Enforcer droid? Is it going the way of Doc Ock, the Green Goblin, Electro, Wolverine, Valkyrie? Listen, I've got Memorial Day weekend Cantina coffee brewed fresh right here, my friends. Happy Memorial Day to you. And let's go ahead and dive into all this right now. All right, and welcome everyone to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here at 6 Scale Cantina. And just in case you don't know just who I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, about to serve up all the 6 Scale Hot Toys talk. So please go ahead and smash that like button. I so do very much appreciate your support. And hey, while you're at it, please also go ahead and subscribe to the Cantina. Again, thank you so much for your support. The DX25 Collector Edition, Luke, has hit Waitlist. Is it because it's just a weekend thing? We know sometimes with some of these anyway, when they hit Waitlist close to the weekend, they may be back up after the weekend is over. And there's really no way to know for sure if any of these are going to pop back up or not. All we can do, besides believe, all we can do is just pay attention. For the vast majority of a lot of these that are getting the almost gone, the low stock remaining, or hitting waitlist, and when they're on there for a certain amount of time, over a few days, it is appearing like it is absolutely for real at the time being anyway. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this DX25 Luke Skywalker for sure. For me, for the Dark Jedi, it is not a figure I want to mess around with. This is a Bespin Luke Skywalker. A figure, quite frankly, that was teased by Hot Toys in some conventions and whatnot throughout the years. People were looking forward for another iteration, a different version of this than the first Star Wars Hot Toy that Hot Toy ever made, which was the DX07 Bespin Luke Skywalker that gave you a battle damaged and regular edition, 2 figures with that DX. Boy, those are the days of DXs. Just saying. Anyway, not to digress. A long time. This figure that we're seeing on the screen, we thought that this was buried in the crypt. one of those figures where, like the Poe Dameron, like the Padme, like so many others, that we thought that we were just never going to see the light of day. And while we haven't seen the Poe yet, but we've seen the Padme, my personal opinion is it's only a matter of time before all of those figures from the crypt are going to find their way as a release and an official announcement and then a release from Hot Toys. Why? Well, because of what I've been saying here at 6 Scale Cantina. And if you haven't been following here, you should take a look at some of the other videos. Subscribe to the channel and go check them out. But what have I been saying for a long, long time? More and more announcements are coming from Hot Toys for all the IPs that they have. But less production numbers of that one announcement with all of those announcements. And I believe that that is exactly what we have been witnessing here as of late for sure. But this DX25, it is not a figure I want to go ahead and take a chance with. It is something very, very special to me, and I think that that's the key. People will ask me, Aries, you're going to pre-order this. Aries, do you think I should pre-order this? And my response back is to you, and if you have that question now, is it a figure that you really, really want? If your answer is yes, that's the first part. That's not the ultimate answer. Just because you really, really want it, or you really, really like it, or you really, really love it, or you absolutely 1,000% need it, I want you to take into account something else. If you don't have the money for it, if you're struggling like so many other people within this economy are struggling, then my advice to you is if you don't have it, hold off. Take your chances. Even if it becomes a grail, listen carefully. Even if it becomes a grail within the secondary market, whether it's instantly, which can happen right now, or in the years to come, if your situation gets better and it's one that you just must have, it is one of those pieces for you, you'll go out and buy it and you'll spend a few $100s more. You just will. It is not the end of the world. Cheers to you. Some coffee. You're watching the Market Chart Show here on this Memorial Day weekend. Or maybe you're watching it after the Memorial Day weekend. If so, happy belated Memorial Day weekend to you. It's not the end of the world. So, I collect what I really, really want and what I really love. But for instance, I have diabetes. And for the most part, I like and love all kinds of desserts. But I don't just eat them when I want to. I can't. It's not a good practice. So, if I do, it's going to be regulated. I'm going to do it where I know it's not going to affect my blood sugar, and I know it's going to still not really mess with my A1C, and so on and so forth. In other words, what I'm doing is I'm using some sense of responsibility, mixed in with some common sense and some logic. And it's very hard. Things can get very, very addicting. Let's just be honest. There's a lot of stuff that I was in the past, if I really loved it, I love the figure, I'm going to buy it, I would buy it because the rate of inflation was up there close to the same rate as the income that was increasing. Now what's going on is we're not having that same, we're not having, they're not rising at the same rate. While inflation has rose to the greatest degree it has in 45 years in this country, our respective incomes have not risen on the same par by any stretch of the imagination. I had a contractor and a few of his workers doing something that we needed to get done on my property. And they were telling me, it's like, boy, it is so rough. This was just yesterday. They were saying it is so rough right now for all of us. And just trying to get enough money to keep up with the groceries. And they're expensive. These were just regular, like me, Joe guys, and we're having a conversation. And they haven't seen it like this in years. So don't let anybody tell you that this is commonplace right now, because it's not. It's rough. It really, really is. So this is one that I must have. But if I really, really did not have the money for this at all, I didn't have the expendable income, would the Dark Jedi even let this slide? And I say, yes, I would. That's my advice to you. If you don't got it, live another day and go ahead and pick it up when things are better. But areas, I'll have to pay $300-400 more. That's okay. You know, I haven't been in this Hot Toys hobby forever. So there's certain pieces like my Dark Side Anakin. There are certain pieces like that Christopher Reeve Superman that you could probably see if I can stretch my finger all the way down over here. It's over there somewhere. I didn't pay retail for it. Put it to you that way. But it's something I really, 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 really want. It's fine. Rather be able to breathe. I'd rather be able to have peace of mind. I'd rather be able to be not so addicted to it that it becomes an albatross and creates anxiety for me as a collector. Some degrees of anxiety and excitement, and that is great stuff. But when it really starts becoming worrisome and bothersome, it's not enjoyable. That's why I've got out of a lot of other collections in the decades past, because it's just not worth it to me. Through my tenure of just life, I have learned, hey, live another day. And I am very grateful to be able to be collecting Hot Toys. I'm in no race to be able to catch up with this channel creator's collection. I am in no race to kind of get a bigger collection than this collector or that collector. I can care less about it. And I've mentioned this to many of you before. If you're in this to try and show your value by, hey, I've got a great collection or a big collection like this one or that one, or I am getting this, why aren't you getting that? I've heard people mention that to me, or they're feeling some sort of pressure. It seems like, oh, are you getting this? Are you buying this? Yeah. You already know that I don't get half of the Star Wars Hot Toys that are out there, and the Dark Jedi is a Star Wars guy. I really don't care what anybody thinks. I'm here to enjoy myself and enjoy the hobby. If you have the money for this figure, let's get back to it, and it is something that you truly, truly must have, and you've got it, should you NRD this right now? And I say yes. Because I don't believe that this one, I don't believe that any of them are going to be sticking around like the way some of the figures have been that were announced in 2020 and 2021. I think that there are a few exceptions. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, for instance, with the WandaVision Scarlet Witch. We don't. We don't know what's going to happen exactly with the sculpted hair 1984 Wonder Woman. We don't. However, we can't necessarily take a chance on those. Because while we were thinking, hey, it was everything from this DX25 forward that was going to hit waitlist, because they all are. Anything that was announced after that has been hitting waitlist. But anything that was released in 2021, it's going to get in stock because it was part of those days. It was part where it was seeming like too many things were being ordered, or overstock, or a lot of stock for whatever reason. But the DX20 and DX21 Ahsoka kind of threw that out the window, because that was announced fairly early in 2021, like April of 2021. So that was weird. The Purge Trooper didn't go on waitlist. It was released. Oh, okay, wow, it was released. Look at the final production photos. Everyone was having a party for a week, and then it just gone. It's gone. And I think for the most part, anything that was released after May 4th of 2021, like the Attack of the Clones, Wave 1, and everything after that, like we're seeing with, this Doc Ock, and we're seeing with the Green Goblin, and we're seeing with the Electro, and we're seeing with a lot of these figures. They have anywhere from a 4 to 5 to 7 to 8 month window. So we're a little bit more kind of primed for that, right? But we don't really know what's going to happen with this Luke. But I'll tell you this, with what happened with the DX20 and 21 Ahsoka, with what happened with the Purge Trooper, is it possible that this can go the same way as the DX21 and DX20 Ahsoka? Is it possible? And I say yes. So am I going to go ahead and pre-order the deluxe edition today? And I say yes, I am. I don't want to take a chance with it. And it's going to be coming out rather quickly, so I want this one. And I have it budgeted for this one. I knew this one was coming. And I've had to cut back a tremendous amount. But I got it budgeted for this one, and I'm okay. So I'm going to get it, and it's one that I really, really want. Do I like the Quill? For instance, I do. I really do like the Quill. And even though it's not a trooper, because I don't collect troopers, do I like the KX Enforcer droid and I don't got a K2SO? Yes. Am I getting them? No. But why, Aries? You like it. I can't afford it. And I have other ones that are more priority. And I'd rather not have stress. I'd rather enjoy the hobby. I'd rather not be in some kind of mental competition where I got to keep up with Collector X or Collector Y or Collector A or Collector B. Pause for coffee. Cheers to you. You hear it quite often. And I believe it's done in good heart. It is done in good heart. But you hear a lot. Hey, if you're a Star Wars fan, you're a Mando fan, you absolutely got to get this Quill or get that. And I get it. But, no, I don't agree. I don't absolutely have to get anything. If I want to get just one, hear me carefully. If I just want to get Star-Lord from the Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and I don't want to get any of the other ones, don't let anyone make you feel that you can't go ahead and get it. Just the one. That you have to get all of them. That's not true. Whatever floats your boat is what you can get. That's like with the Tarkin Invader 2-pack. It's like, oh no, you have to get them both. That's what it's made for. Well, you know what? They offered both of those figures individually. You don't have to. You can get one or the other. Maybe you just want in A New Hope Darth Vader. Maybe you're tired of all the Darth Vaders and you just want Peter Cushing. So then just get the Tarkin. Again, collect what means to you a whole lot. And my advice, you could take it or leave it. And if it fits within your budget. And if it doesn't, stay away from it. Even if it's something that you must have, do like I did with the Christopher Reeve Superman. Wait until you can get it. And if it's more, so be it. Jedi. Anyway, going back to this. I'm not going to fart around with this darn thing. I'm just not. I'm not. It can come back. You heard it right here at 6 Scale Cantina. We might be right back here on Memorial Day or on Tuesday. Aries, it's it. I'll get 100 messages. What have I been telling you? They can come back in. They can come back in. As a matter of fact, any of these figures can come back in. But let's hold that thought and go to this here. The collector's edition is gone. Okay? Join the wait list for right now. The deluxe edition is not. And I'm going to bring up some of these on the screen. And I'm not going to bring up right now the second Doc Ock, and I'm not going to bring up the Green Goblin, and I'm not going to go ahead and bring up Jamie Foxx, or I'm not going to go ahead and bring up Dwayne Johnson and the Black Adam, and I'm not going to bring up Peacemaker, and I'm not going to bring up Valkyrie, and I'm not going to bring up Reva, and I'm not going to bring up Mighty Thor, and I'm not going to bring up Cobb Vanth, and I'm not going to bring these up. They're gone, gone, gone. What I'm going to bring up is figures like this where you have one edition, the collector edition or the deluxe edition, available, and one edition not available. Does that mean that you're safe? Let's go ahead and go to Cad Bane. Cad Bane recently, collector edition, waitlisted, the $270 one. The deluxe edition, available. Are we safe? Let's go to something else. Let's stick with Star Wars. Let's go to Darth Vader. Pulling up Darth Vader on here, the DX28. The regular collector edition, as that loads up onto the screen. The collector edition, I can tell you right now, is waitlisted. The exclusive collector edition is waitlisted. That's 2 versions. The deluxe version exclusive is waitlisted. That's 3 versions. But the deluxe version is not waitlisted. Is it safe? Let's continue to go on. Let's go to the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. And as that pulls up onto the screen, okay? And you can see right here, this wonderful figure, as I go ahead and pull it up, the deluxe version, join the wait list. The deluxe version exclusive, join the wait list. But the collector edition, okay, without all the fancy base and all that, just with the Maguire head sculpt, that's available. Is that safe? Let's go ahead and go to another one. Let's go to the Amazing Spider-Man. And with the Amazing Spider-Man, the collector, 6 scale edition, Andrew Garfield, you can pre-order it. The diorama base is waitlisted. Is that one safe? The regular one without the diorama base. And I will tell you this that nobody knows. Nobody knows for sure. But there have been a plethora, a vast array of figures that don't have all those different versions. And they're just gone. They're just waitlisted. And whether it's something popular, like the Green Goblin, or something that you may deem not popular, like Mighty Thor, or something you think is really popular, like Obi-Wan Kenobi, the DX Obi-Wan, DX27, or something like the Grand Inquisitor, or Gore, or whatever. Oh, it's popular and unpopular. They're just all hitting it. What is the difference with these? Is it just the timing? Should you take a chance on any of these, like the ones that I've mentioned, like this one that's up onto the screen? And I say no. You look, now we were playing this game with Wolverine for a while. I'm going to pull Wolverine up onto the screen. And it was the same scenario I just showed. But now, unfortunately, all 4 versions are on waitlist. The deluxe version, regular. the collector edition regular, the exclusive edition regular, the deluxe exclusive edition, all of them are gone. And I could bring up a few more examples, but not to waste any more time. My point is, do I think it's possible that it's going to happen with all of those that I showed? This DX28 that's on the banner, this Andrew Garfield and Toby Maguire Spider-Man from No Way Home that's up here on the banner, this DX25 Luke Skywalker. Yeah, I do. I think it's going to happen. Is it a guarantee it's going to happen? No. But I wouldn't mess around. And part of the reason I wouldn't mess around, obviously, you see what's going on with Avatar. You see already the DX27, smaller pictures that are up on there. But the economy, like I was talking about yesterday, and just with regular people like me, where we're all just trying to make $1, it's just hard. And I think that that's exactly what is going on. It doesn't matter the character. If it's in stock and all the juice is squeezed, even just back from May 21st, and this is Tony Stark, brand new, mech test, MMS 581, outstanding seller, 23,525 feedback, all close to 100% positive, but just about that's what that is there when you're dealing with that amount, 23,000. $158, dudes. $158.50, dudettes. Yeah, I don't care if it's Tony Stark or DX25. And here's another one, for instance, that's in stock. And this is a Tusken Raider. And same seller, but $161.50 with 34 bids. This is what's happening when they're in stock. But you could go ahead, and I think this is the same seller, just to show you the vast difference. And it is the same seller. And with over 8 hours left, and with 27 bids, a complete 180 with a figure that's on waitlist before, well, right when it was released, basically, this Purge Trooper, you could see right here, already at $242.50 and more than its retail price. And if you go to 6scalecantina.com, and if you don't have 6scalecantina.com bookmarked, you just may want to consider doing so. It has all your latest information on everything Star Wars Hot Toys primary market, secondary market, any market. Absolutely your one-stop shop. And when you go to the biggest mover section, which is a snapshot of the biggest trends up or down within the market values chart, you want all the things exact in every single figure, you go to the Star Wars market value chart. It gives you all the current trends, whether they're up or down, and what the retail, the secondary market price is. That is also up and coming for your top 10 with Marvel. It's coming with all your DC, your top DX figures, and then your top 10 all releases ever from Hot Toys, all coming, all being worked on by the Dark Jedi in the background, at least in my brain anyway. And you can see right here at the biggest mover section, you can see the Purge Trooper is rising up. It just came out. This never used to happen. And a lot of you followed me for a couple of years here already, and I never used to be able to put figures that just came out up on here just this year. And look at this. The K2SO and KX Enforcer Droid are just like married to one another. It's like peanut butter and jelly, and both rising itself up within the secondary market. Look at the DX20 and TX21 Ahsoka. Look at the Attack of the Clones R2. That C-3PO is going to be insanity. Insanity. That's my prediction on the Attack of the Clones C-3PO. Rey. Again, rare figures, and now Daisy Ridley's back. And then your usual suspects here, of course, you got the Clone Trooper, you got the Clone Pilot, and you see some different trends over here. Definitely check this out. But yeah, I mean, it's a complete difference. Complete difference when you're looking at some of these figures, and then going back. I mean, you can look at here's Quill with 8 hours left. You want to talk about a 180, $80. I know some Black Series figures. Shoot, I know some Hasbro 3 3/4 inch figures that are killing this right now. With more hours left. Supply and demand. Supply and demand. But look, when the supply is low, you get like what you saw here with this Rey. Just back from earlier this week, and I've been showing you a ton of these lately, from an outstanding seller, 477 feedback, all 100% positive, $430 for a Rey and Dio. Are you kidding me? Not including the $12.46 in shipping. Not including taxes. Again, it's rare. And you can go outside. You want to know what's going on with Drax right now? And I could put this up here, and it really just back from last week. This is the Volume 1 Drax, and we're wondering if they're going to come out with another one. We have 19 bids. Outstanding seller. 5,806 feedback. All 100% positive. Excuse me, I had a cough there. Cantina Coffee took care of that. Not including the near $15 in shipping. Not including taxes. Gosh. Are we going to get another Drax? Again, supply and demand. Supply and demand. That is a whole lot. Look, I could pull up a DX25. I'm telling you, I'm putting together the market chart for some of these. And pulling this up on the screen. With the DX15, excuse me. Jack Sparrow. Not even a best offer. Outstanding seller, 197 feedback. All 100% positive. $550. Not including the $60 in shipping. Low supply equals high demand. And the K2SO, and honestly, if you go look at some of these auctions right now, and this was actually back when, now these are way higher. Good luck even finding it right now for $460 back from May 20th. And this outstanding seller with all 100% positive feedback. Absolutely crazy. And again, look, rare, even in this economy, used, only 30 feedback, but all 100% positive, $1,100 for a used Han Solo and Chewbacca MMS 263. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. And look, here's another Rey, $385. Pulling this up on the screen, again, rare. And a seller we all know. And this one, and Rey now has 1,624 feedback. Congratulations. One away from 1,625. All 100% positive. Who's Rey? Rey owns Hawk Wars Toys, a seller. I buy from frequently, and he does a great job. And sometimes he has best offers on these things. And his prices sometimes are right on with the market value chart. And he puts deals on there lower and stuff. You should check him out. But this is new. And tell Hawk Wars, the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, gave you some coffee to go talk to Ray. Look, that's what happens with some of these when they're rare. But are these all going to get in stock? I'm going to pull up a Hong Kong listing. And here's Quill. $209. Free shipping. It's because you can get this. You can get this here. You can get this there. You can get this more readily available than Ray and Dio. More readily available than the DX15 Jack Sparrow. More readily available than the Han and Chewbacca 2-pack. More readily available than the DX04 Bruce Lee. More readily available than the Attack of the Clones R2-D2. It's a little crazy. So, when you take a look at that data I just showed you, and you try to anticipate what's going to happen with what's up on the banner, you could start putting 2 and 2 together. I told you about conversations I had with some dudes yesterday that I was able to meet for the first time, and just talking about life in general. Just shooting the stuff. It's rough out there. You know, what I used to be able to come home with 7 bags of groceries. Now for the same amount of money, it's like 3 bags or 3.5 bags. It's crazy. And it's kind of funny. That's what we were talking about yesterday, too. Trying to buy a dozen eggs here in the area that I'm in. It's just hard. Everything's up. Bread. Jelly. It's just... It's crazy. Is the DX25 Luke for real? Are they just going to put in stock like a lot of these figures we're seeing here? It's possible. Will the Doc Ock, will those figures like that, like Doc Ock, like the Green Goblin, like Wolverine that I pulled up here, pulling him back up onto the screen, is it possible that they just come back up? Absolutely. Would it shock me? No. Just if they come back up, it could just be that it's a first batch. They're going to make other batches. That's how they're doing it. That's how they're listing the batches. That could be it. You're right here, 6-scale Cantina. Or it could just be gone. Or if it's not like that, and it just Hot Toys decides to reissue them, like the Attack of the Clones Yoda in 6 months or a year or 18 months, that could happen as well. It can absolutely happen. Nobody knows for sure what's going on in the secondary market. I think we know that for sure. The same thing with this DX27 Obi-Wan. This can just come back Tuesday. Would it shock me? No. Could it just get straight out reissued in 6 months or a year or have another batch? Sure. Do I know? No. Do you know? No. Nobody knows. But is some of the stuff that I'm showing you on here like this? Is this, do we know about this? Well, yeah, I'm showing it to you. And when you start putting things together as to what's going on, cause and effect. Cause and effect, my friends. Cause and effect. Like this. Hawk Wars again. $445, no best offer. That's the data. That's what's going on. Figures like this. You want to talk about something that's hot? This is the data. This is what's going on. Another outstanding seller. 52 feedback. All 100% positive. This Matrix Neo figure, everywhere I'm looking. Absolute grail at this point. $420 here, not including the $5 in shipping. A real hard figure to come by. Why? Supply and demand. Supply and demand. And trying to pull this up for you. Supply and demand. Already 9 sold from a U.S. seller. Outstanding seller. 54,510 feedback. All 100% positive. This is the cause and effect. 9 sold already at $325 a pop. Pause for some coffee. Cheers to you. You're watching the Market Chart Show, recorded during this Memorial Day weekend. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Pulling this up onto the screen. I'm going to pull this up here. And this is 6scalecantina.com again. And when you go to any page on 6scalecantina.com, just scroll down to the area under the current show. It's like where that yellow banner is. And look what I've got coming up here for insiders. So if you want to join the channel, now is the time. And it's cheaper than a dozen eggs in most places to join the channel. It's a very low price. I have just one tier. You join, you don't have to worry about going a different tier or this tier. You get everything that it comes with. Here is a show that's coming out tomorrow for Memorial Day. BS detector. Out of this world. Scams on eBay. And, oh, you fell for that with 0 feedback. $99 for a DX. Does the Dark Jedi, with his many years of experience, decades of experience, have a nice show for you coming up? I say yes. You don't want to miss this, coming out tomorrow, exclusively for insiders. As a buyer, what things you can look for. As a seller, what things you can look for. You don't want to miss this tomorrow. Also coming this week, and maybe even tomorrow, I may give you 2. I may go Monday, Tuesday. But I put this up upcoming. DX25 about to sell out. The best Luke is up next and ready to waitlist. This is not already out, but I'm going to be putting it out. So you're getting a couple of insider shows that are coming up. Just click on the little join button here in the channel. See everything that it comes with. If you think you could benefit from joining it, I do appreciate your support for sure. I don't always buy coffee out, but when I do, I buy it right here at 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.